guitar, band stuff. Yeah. Older one, so this older man in particular, look at his facial hair, like a mustache, hat. Yeah. Yeah, hat, with brim. I don't know how to describe it, except the hat's really important. He feels older, I would say like 60s. You don't want to walk up and then come back down. But definitely that floor, like coming up to that one and then up to this one, that's where the energy was very, very, very strong. As soon as I walked around this corner, I lost it. Strong. Well, the feminine energy is really interesting too, because I started feeling that as we were coming up as well. And that seems like it kind of floats in and floats out. Her energy is also a little bit darker. When I say darker, I don't mean negative or evil.
Right.
It's just, it's not as light. It's not as happy. Yeah, it is. It's heavier. It is. It's definitely heavier. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to get my notebook so I can do some writing and then visit those spots where I started feeling it really heavy.
True.
Cool. Cool. It's kind of like a mud. German Shepherdish, like medium brown. Yeah, because I keep wanting to put my hand down. That's not. I definitely was experiencing a lot of chest stuff when we first came up here. First time. So I always go directly to cardiac arrest. If it's not heart attack, it's usually lung cancer, smoking. I don't feel like he was a smoker though. I'm not getting the sensation to want to smoke a cigarette. But I definitely felt really heavy chest stuff. Okay. Something about founder, because the word founder just popped in too. This could be from him or from someone else. There's a lot of energy that's swirling around this entire place. Even though that there's a lot of energy swirling around here, I don't get the sensation that anyone passed away here. Okay. When we were towards the top, or up a couple floors, that's when I got the feminine. Yeah. Okay, now I'm getting a little boy. There's a little boy energy. And this could be, I'm going to have to sit down and write, but this could be completely in relation to her. Not that his energy is actually here, but that she's bringing him forward. She has some stuff going on. Okay, feminine energy that I'm feeling right now, there's a lot of, there's sorrow, there's heaviness. Oh my God. I don't know why I keep getting music stuff. Drumming, drummer. I don't know if there was a specific person that just, okay, 70s, 80s, based on the way he's appearing to me, his hair is longer, like almost like cut off jean shorts, t-shirt, and I keep getting drums. I keep getting drums, guitar, band. His energy's here too. It's very in and out. He's not here all of the time. But there's something about this place that holds some sort of significance for him. Okay, I'm seeing the wall and I'm seeing people sitting on the wall. And it's, I don't know. I feel like I'm looking at a picture. I feel like I'm looking at a photo. And it's black and white, and there are, looks like 3 guys sitting on a wall. 1, 2, looks like they're V. They're kind of shaping like the way they're positioned, the way they're sitting. That's what he's showing me. Just this wall, yeah. All right, I want to get my notebook. Can we say something? Okay. Yeah, I have a lot of notes about him in particular. He was the one that I was trying to do the
Oh yeah, he had a mustache. He had a mustache.
Okay.
Big brim hat
Yeah.
with the dimples in the top.
Yeah, the brim was what I kept seeing
Because
when
he
I
was
was
with
making
the
the
Bureau
hand
of
movements.
Forestry. And
Okay.
everybody sees him in the mustache and the hat.
Okay.
And the uniform, you know,
Yeah.
his old Dickie uniform, tan. But yeah, I have pictures of him. That's how I can tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Okay. Yeah, there were a couple other things that I wrote down. Let's see. It's funny you said the word calming and peaceful because I wrote both of those things down too. Ownership, love, felt very much as a caretaker. Also with this son. Okay, I got the chest pain and the, again as well.
It could have been just from walking up the steps.
Okay, well I wrote lungs right after the chest
Yeah.
pain, so that's completely possible. That he wanted to communicate that this was very much his life. This was what he knew. Like this is what he knew, this is where he was comfortable. I also wrote down drinker, you know if he was a drinker? Okay.
No, that I don't.
I wrote down drinker, brown liquid, but he liked to drink, he was a drinker. Not in any sort of negative way, he just liked to drink.
Probably do it up here.
Kept everything on schedule. His time was very important, very punctual. Married, did his wife pass before he did? Okay, there was some sort of loss mourning that he was communicating to me about his wife. So, always had news, the newspaper, always was reading news. He was a reader, library. You know, he kind of brought me into religion a little bit. He said that he wasn't a church-going man, but this place felt it was at peace here. There was like a sense of spirituality, I guess. I wrote down 1972. 1972. Also, do you know if he was born in December? Because he wrote down December birthday. And I don't know if you know the time that he passed either, but he was making me aware that he passed before, like almost right before his next birthday.
No, I don't know that much more about him, although his grandson does come around.
Okay.
And yeah, I could ask.
Okay. Very simple man. Very good with numbers and calculation. Liked to write. He would something about keeping books. Is keeping books, and he keep coming back to the numbers and the calculations. Actually wrote down balloons, which was interesting that you just said balloons. He liked good food. He wasn't really like an outdoor kind of guy. He brought up hunting and fishing, but almost in the way of saying this wasn't exactly what I was into. There is simple pleasures. Drink. He liked good food, and then this was like common, peaceful. This was what he really enjoyed, which is why he continues here. This was his place of peace. So you think about it, and like the way he kept talking about it, it's his spiritual place. This is almost like his heaven. Very comfortable, very happy here. I think that's pretty much all I got. Otherwise, it's everything that we got.
Anything about her? Because you did catch that, the sadness, the heaviness.
Right.
I think that's all.
Yeah, I spent most of my time while I was out there just connecting with him. Yeah, so I thought when I came in here, try to get in touch with him.
So even though you're out there, you can still talk to him out there.
Oh yeah, totally.
Right.
I lived here my whole life and I didn't know any of this stuff. So walking in here and not knowing anything and just kind of going with my body first, as soon as I got to those floors, it was like, whoa, okay. And then as we
I
got
was
further
watching
down,
it,
I was like,
I
whoa,
thought,
all right. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So once I'm able to physically connect with that energy, then I can kind of tap in and we can start exchanging some information. But no, I don't have to do it there. I could do it from my house if I wanted to. Yeah.
You just call upon him, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
What do you get in your mind? Do you get actual visions or just numbers or pictures?
Everything.
All
Yeah.
of it.
I mean, definitely tried to fine tune it where now I know the type of information to ask for and what I can receive in terms of details, but it can either come through pictures, symbols. I mean, validation kind of comes through whatever they want to use that I got already up here. So.
Do you turn it off?
Oh yeah.
Because they'd be bugging you, I guess, all night, huh?
Yeah.
Explain that? You want me to just play it
Can
and
I
explain
see
it?
Go ahead, just play
green
it.
ball again then?
Oh, sure.
But go ahead.
Find it.
I was so excited when I saw
That
that.
was amazing. Do
But
they move?
yes.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. I think for the most part now, in terms of their energy patterns, it's not like they hang out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But their energies crisscross, and it's almost like they're both on loops. So they stick to one specific areas, but yes, they do move throughout this entire place. And actually, his energy, I feel like, goes out both ways as well. Like it definitely covers ground. I feel like hers does too. Not so much. She doesn't actually stray that far from the actual tower itself.
Is somebody making an apology here?
Okay. Now you can hear that static, the scanning. And I'm a couple floors up. And there's a reporter sitting here and the camcorder sitting here with the camera. And as soon as it stops, you'll hear the woman's voice say, "Focus and you can hear me." It's the clearest thing I ever got.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. When we were going over the notes, when we were here and we met, all of a sudden I started getting some stuff too, and I'm pretty sure I wrote it down. I hope I wrote it down.
I thought she would have a younger voice.
She is younger. Oh, okay. Here we go. Fire tower. Focus, you can hear me. 1890. So then I just started writing when we were here, and after I heard this is all of the stuff that I wrote. Young woman, confused. Let's see. I wrote thieves, family tragedy, some sort of jewelry, family heirlooms, mystery to be solved, story to be told, stolen family heirlooms, trolley accident, story to be told, hotel, gang, thieves, hatred for family. I just kept writing all of these like words and phrases down. I think it all completely relates to this woman from the 1890s. So I don't know if you know anything about her.
I don't know anything about her, but what I look at her and what I feel. And do you think that you heard somebody mention that there was a trolley up there? Or did you get the trolley accident from her?
No, I actually got the trolley at, like, all of this stuff is what I pulled from just hearing the Focus You Can Hear Me thing.
Okay.
And then when we started doing some research after I started writing this stuff down, she talked about a trolley accident too, and I was like, okay, that's
There were only two.
kind of weird.
There were only two,
Yeah.
and they were with the gravity, but I mean, not up at that end, but either.
Yeah.
So they were both on the way down. They both left the tower and were on their way all the way down and around and almost at the terminal.
Okay.
when the 2 accidents happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did go to East Ends, and we walked some of the trail. And as soon as I got
We're
to
at the trails. Across the street from behind Mountain Spring, Mineral
Behind
Spring.
East End's.
yes, behind
the
Mineral Spring.
Okay, because
Yes.
the trolley accident happened right across the street.
Okay.
The 2 of them. One was a little lower on Glen Road, the road that
Yes.
goes up, and the other one was up a little higher on Glen Road, and the actual cut from the one crash is still there. I just walked it the other day, and the flat of the hairpin curve is still there where they actually tumbled down.
Okay, because I'm not really familiar with the directions or anything, but I know as soon as we started walking, we got to this one place, and I felt her energy again.
The same woman,
same
and
woman.
you know it's the.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I just want you to know, I do believe.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get it in my
Yeah.
own head because, like,
Well, essentially what I feel like.
so you feel you can tell the same energy's coming to you.
Oh yeah.
Before, and we showed this in the focus, you can hear me. Didn't you say that when you tried contacting before you went there that day to try and
Yes.
the whole talk?
Yeah.
You wrote down focus on your book.
Yes. So, and it's not in this book, unfortunately, because I started this new one right when we went, but it's in my previous book. Before we went to the fire tower, I started feeling a little anxious about the situation. I was like, okay, why am I feeling anxious about it? You know, is it because I've always heard stories about it being haunted, or, you know, I didn't know if it was going to be any sort of negative energy, if I would be able to deal with something like that.
Yeah, you were afraid.
Yeah,
maybe,
so
yeah.
I did. I got really anxious, and I'm trying to figure out why I got anxious. So I started kind of meditating on it, doing some writing, and I wrote the word focus a few times. And I was like, okay, trying to focus here. Let me know why I'm feeling anxious. What is my purpose for going to the fire tower? And I wrote down there to tell the stories of those who can't tell them themselves, something like that. So I knew that I was going up there specifically to be able to start telling someone's story. And as soon as I heard that focus, you can hear me, I was like, okay. That's when I shared it with Jeff and Tammy about what my experience was prior to driving there. I mean, this was literally like 15 minutes before I got in my car to drive to the fire tower on the 14th of June. So,
Now, you know, I wrote an extensive story on the gravity trolley crash, so I know who died in each crash. So maybe, I don't remember the names offhand,
sure.
but if I go home and I can pick out a couple of the women's names,
Yeah.
there was a woman that jumped with a baby in her arms, and they
God.
both died. But, I mean, it was on the circuit. It wasn't near the tower. None of this
Yeah.
happened near, but
Right.
either they had just come from there, they liked it, that was a spot they used to go and meet their boyfriends or husbands or whatever.
Right.
So maybe that's why they gravitated
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
And to me, her explaining the stuff, and the woman that's there is like trying to tell a story, and like she wants to be heard, like trying to figure out what happened to her.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
research that and trying to figure this out. That's why we asked about going back again, so she can try and connect to her to try and solve this problem.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna go back.
yeah, because
well, I could
I
bring the
really-
names, and maybe you could catch a name.
I
or
love that. Yeah,
ask
really
her,
be
do you
able to ask
know?
more questions. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the
ask
sole
more
purpose for
questions.
going back would be so we can follow through with this
Right.
now that you've gotten that hit.
Solve this mystery
Yeah.
for this lady, or try and help her.
Yeah, try to help her. Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to leave. I mean, she can.
Right, and I
stay.
don't think her energy necessarily, I don't feel like she wants to leave. I feel like she's essentially doing anything possible in order to be heard, and she just needs her story told. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. So whatever it may be, even if something as simple as a name being claimed, or something even bigger than that, I feel like it's really important to tell her story. You know, before we went up to the fire tower, you know, there was all this speculation about there being a witch and there being a woman that haunted the place, and she was a witch and she was evil and all this stuff. And that's, I mean, I feel like these people are directly relating those experiences to this woman. But, you know, she's not a witch, she's not negative, she's not evil, nothing like that. But she's carrying around a lot of unfinished trauma and sorrow, guilt, all of those feelings. So she's essentially doing anything to get anyone's attention to hear her.
Yeah.
That's it.
And maybe I can't, you know, I often go up and try to, you know, hello, how are you? And then I'll listen a little bit, and it's like, I probably don't have it in me to be able to hear her.
Well,
but I do try.
yeah, no, absolutely, they will. They will try, especially if they have something to say. She has something to say. She has a story to be told. So what I'd like to do is write down a list of questions, especially if we could get some names too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'd love to hear
Wouldn't that be
if you
neat?
guys could get some audio.
And then if we
after
get a
asking some
name,
names.
I can go research that name further. Because I
Right.
never looked into that. I mean, it's a lot to try to backtrace a person, but I mean, that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
It takes a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you share the pictures you have?
Yeah, let me see if I...
You saw this.
Yeah.
And this is 1890. Miss 1890.
Yeah, that's funny. That's kind of what I wrote as a description of her. 1890s woman.
Yes.
Now I
That's
see.
her black hair, and then there's the face.
Oh, I'm chills.
I'm gonna take my shoe off and hit him with it.
She's tilting her head. And then here's the body of the dress.
I
Here's
see it now. I try to see this online.
And
I
then
can't
there's
see
the
it.
rest of it. You see her head's
If
tilted.
she shortens up the nose and stuff, I would believe that was a sketch. It's hard to see.
Well, I have a glare too.
Yeah, it's right there.
Can you see her?
Yeah.
She has her head tilted.
Yes.
The black hair going up.
Oh my God. Do you have the sketch to show her?
You do.
Okay. This is what I told the sketch artist.
So if you shorten, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm completely
You said you
overwhelmed.
shortened
I'm like, look at my legs.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I'm broken out.
I know. I am like.
If you shorten up the
total.
nose and the face, that's that lady. Honestly, believe it. Once she shortens it out,
Really?
Oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed.
I got the chill, I got goosebumps.
And she got, is this dark hair she colored in?
Yeah.
If it would have been blonde, she would have, I don't know what, not colored it, just.
We didn't go into hair color.
I just said dark.
Yeah, we
I
said
said dark hair,
Definitely
dark
dark.
eyebrow. Yes, it's perfect.
And
It's
you described.
yeah, I'll read here. Let me read to you the
That's
text that I sent.
Yes. Yeah. She's good, that girl. Oh my God.
All right, let's see.
Okay, I have more than two.
Okay, this was the text that I sent. 1890s, dark hair and eyebrows, high cheekbones, almond-shaped eyes, dark eyes, young, 20s, hair pulled up into a bun, thin, taller, maybe 5'7", wearing white dress, floor length, high collar, dress looks like it has a bib or an outline around the neck and bust, not very pronounced chin, small nose, sometimes she's wearing a hat with a large brim, sometimes she's not, but her hair is always pulled up on the top of her head. Her hair isn't straight, it's kind of poofy and frizzy. And then I just put, hope this helps. And that's what she came up with, and when I saw that, I was like, whoa.
Wow.
So once she shortens it up, I mean, I don't know, it's just like it.
Yeah.
I can show you a picture.
Oh my God. Yes. Martha. It's like, oh God, I can't even. That's amazing. That's really amazing. Let me see what I wrote for Martha here.
You see those?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Here you go. Short hair, gray button-down blouse, slacks, glasses. Oh, I wrote a lot about her cooking and food, things like that. I don't know if you know about anything about how she passed, but I wrote chest and stomach. So it felt like some sort of cancer. Really calm, accepting attitude. And I wrote all about her son. Not originally from Reading. Okay, cooked food. She's from west of Reading. Loved pies, sweet things. Okay. I always felt like I was kind of hunching over with her, so then I kind of went to my back in terms of like she might have strain on her back, bad back, things like that. Loved the city, involved in community functions, religious, potentially Catholic because I got a rosary, or prayer, something with beads. Now, sometimes when I get a rosary, it doesn't necessarily mean Catholic, it just means religious praying. But this is where I wrote gray short hair, button-down blouse, slacks, glasses, and then I just kind of went on. I wanted to ask you about this because I remember writing it. Something about what she was doing in the tower became more difficult in the late 60s, early 70s. And then after the early 70s, it stopped. Do you know if they stopped their work? Okay.
Yeah, it just started becoming so dilapidated and the city wasn't taking care of it.
Okay.
And then, I don't know if it was actually them, but it was someone from the Bureau of Forestry. The steps the one section of the steps rotted out. That they just fell right through, and then they were stuck up there. They couldn't get down.
Oh my God!
They had to get ladders and get them down.
Wow.
I don't know who exactly that was up there, but I know her grandson is still alive. I mean, I should make it a point to call him one day.
Yeah, it was.
See what I can get from him.
Yeah. Because I had a lot of stuff
right
about
down
her.
the side real big.
CERT. It's how I structure my readings. It's just an acronym for keeps me structured because like, you know, this looks like Crazy Town, so people see it, they're gonna be like, yeah, she's nuts. So the CERT, the CERT, it's just an acronym that helps to keep me organized. That's it.